Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, gotta stay funky, gotta stay chic. Be everything that you know you can be. Yeah.
Family, folks near and far all across the globe. What's up? How y'all feeling? I'm glad to be back here at the show today, and I'm really glad to have my brother JAFFAR back. What's up, man?
Azor. Sir Wall. Yo, I'm good, yo. It's good to be back. It's good to be back.
How you feeling?
No, I'm feeling great, man. It's been a long day. You know, your nephew had his senior pictures just today, so we had him suited up and looking good. Yeah, it was good, man. It was good.
Man, I saw that, was like, wow, because I remember that baby picture you guys sent me, the one where he's got the earphones.
Yes, the headphones on.
Oh my
Old
God.
School joint, yes. With the CDR reel right beside him. Old school joint, yeah.
He was a wee little lad, and so I saw the pictures yesterday. I was like, how time flies. But I'm very proud of you, brother. I'm very proud of your influence in his life and helping the king to come up. I was just, I thought about coming up myself, and people say, oh, they grow so fast. You get so tired of hearing it. But as you get a little time, when you realize there's something precious about how they come to us and when we're preparing them to go off into the world. So kudos to you, bro. Listen, we're back, and I don't know. I don't think we were done from our last chat, our cosmic chat, and I knew it was the first of many to come. But that topic, that idea, the knowingness of becoming yourself, I don't think we left it individually or collectively, because we've been talking about it since then, and we talked about expanding on it and just bringing it back throughout the show rollout. But I just felt a need to kind of find ourselves back here today to solidify it and pull it together and make it make sense and bring some illumination to it, because a lot of times people are asking, what is the big deal, being you, what, people always say that finding myself, I'm looking for who I am, and what does that really mean? Well, I think the show will give us a chance to have a conversation in some way to talk about the balance of it, the necessity of it, and also maybe give them some advice on how to achieve it. How you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel good, brother. Let's get into it. I think from the way that I see it, the simplest way to put it, which still is kind of broad, is knowing you, knowing how you work, even at the base level, even as you're learning life, even as you're expanding and all of that. You would be shocked how much paying attention to your own trends literally will set the stage. Every day is going to be different, right? But knowing that trend, or knowing how you tick, knowing exactly what your preferences are, owning your steps, it will literally take a lot of the guesswork out of the journey. To be completely honest, you won't find yourself chasing after, what is it? Not everyone who is wandering is lost. You know what I mean? Coming to yourself, it allows you to not even be swayed by the cat with the auxiliary cord. Hand me the aux. Bro, I understand that the soundtrack to your life is great. It's awesome. It makes it, but knowing what works for me is what allows me to stay aligned to what is for me. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the key thing right there that makes it such a valuable part. Because a lot of people don't realize, we'll complain every day, right? And we'll be like, well, if my outside life is a reflection of what I'm thinking, well, I'm trying my best. I keep telling everybody I want to create what's best for me. I want to do, just because you're voicing that, because you're being loud about it, it's not, if you don't know yourself, it makes it even, the sad thing about it, honestly, I got to pause here. The sad thing about it is, it makes people honestly kind of worship or celebrate how far apart it is from them in that fashion. As within, so without. So you got to settle with yourself and knowing yourself and knowing that a better job is already inside of you. Literally treating your situation, not moving out of alignment, knowing what works, knowing what conversations to get involved in, knowing, that type of stuff. It just really makes a difference. That's the only way I can say it. I don't know.
This is spot on when you're talking about knowing yourself. Doing some research for the show and, my own revelations, but really knowing yourself and being true to yourself is just discovering yourself.
Yes.
And
yes.
that's so no one can tell you who you are. I mean, very simply, and as simple as it seems, it's something that people run away from subconsciously or consciously pursue because they don't want to take on the responsibility of knowing and being accountable for being themselves, because then you can now actively ignore the haters. You don't have to listen to people. You don't have to be influenced to what people say about you because you're clear about yourself. And, it comes through just living, a profound journey of awareness in life. So no, man, it's spot on. And that is what is key when any of the situation scenarios you mentioned, knowing you got to know yourself. The question comes a lot of times, who am I? But the question is, who are you really? And that comes more to do with your beliefs, and values, not the things you own and positions you are and titles that you carry. Now that is like, boom, right on it.
Knowing this is what people expect. So like we said last time, that's what you're offering back to people because that's what's working. That may be great in that situation today, but your overall steps, your overall journey, your overall purpose, you won't even scratch the surface of that until you're willing to be and know yourself and all of that. A lot of people don't understand. And I'll break this down because it was hard for me. Knowing yourself also helps you to know what works for you to the point, okay? Where even, this is a great scenario here. Like Daniel in the lion's den. All right, so we're in those positions where we're facing down a lion, right? But because the rest of the population, the people looking on, those that know about lions, they're so deathly afraid and they think, well, in order to step to a lion, I've got to do what a lion does. So then they start roaring back at the lion, which just gets them even more angrier. Because, dude, you're not me. You don't got my strength or my fangs. You got the nerve, right? But the thing about it is, the lion has already been designed to know the natural order of things. Right? Let's just say. And we've seen this in Africa with some of our brothers out there. They just be walking beside them, taming them. It's crazy. So take that and let's say the lion knows who you are. But as long as you're not acting like you, it's going to respond that way. When all you actually had to do, if you really knew yourself, you knew your power, all you had to do is say, hey, my guy, hey, go ahead and pipe down for me. Go ahead and pipe down for me. Cool? And that's what that lion was waiting for you to do. But you were so busy offering this roar, roar. Bam, he don't even understand your dialect. You're not even speaking the right language. You're just making noise.
That's when they say something about meeting energies. I'm like, you're not meeting energy.
You're not
clashing with it.
And sometimes it's not for you to try to match that energy.
Absolutely.
You're already above it, but you keep coming down in frequency to try to deal with that because you don't know yourself.
And you think it's a good clap back.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just gonna match their energy. They don't want me. I keep that same. No, the friction of that and the fact that you can differentiate between you and that person is because there's an elevation or there's a change in the elevation of energy. And why are you trying to simulate?
And I don't want to be judgy or anything. I'm not faulting anyone. It is so easy to get in this place because a lot of us, we work so hard. We go so hard for people. We love so hard that sometimes it's scary to even release the cycles that we're creating because it at least helps us feel something. You know what I'm saying? And people think it's a vulnerable place because for you to have to literally accept who you are, you're going to have to own up for this and release that. You're going to have to answer to this and stop answering to that. You're going to have to start being that. And it scares people. It really, really does because they got to let go of certain groups, certain behaviors, and certain, coping mechanisms, like we said, they cease to work. And that is a very scary place. But we want to encourage anybody that's listening, just like we said last time, you're never going to get your full healing until you fully come and admit what's actually hurting you, right? So, believe it or not, don't take everybody's like they're hating from the outside of the club because they can't get in. They don't know your steps for sure. I don't care. Your closest confidant, they don't know exactly what's going on. They don't know the moments that you're about to blow your brains out and you still answer the phone to try to help somebody. I know, because that's me sometimes. That alone, it's definitely a scary place to be, because a lot of times people, when you don't know yourself, you don't know you got wings. Again, what is a leap of faith to somebody who knows they have wings? Is it really a leap of faith, or is it a natural progression? Because they're not falling. So a lot of times, like, you gotta trust it. You cannot say you even trust yourself and trust God or trust this, and you're constantly stripping stuff away from yourself. You're constantly trying to do what the world wants you to do, which is cover up your own blemishes instead of accepting them and understanding that's part of your beauty. That's part of your battle scars that qualify you to take that on and to be that. And if you don't know that you're a heavy hitter, you're gonna constantly keep flinching for stuff that is supposed to be bowing to you and serving your purpose as well, helping you along the way, but instead, you don't know yourself.
Yeah, oh yeah, gotta stay funky, gotta stay chic, be everything that you know.
Well, listen up. The value of discovering your true self is a profound journey, one that can lead to a more fulfilling and enhanced life. It involves introspection and exploration, allowing individuals to understand their values, passions, and motivations. This process can be triggered by various life events, such as significant changes, milestones, or crises.
And I think it's really valuable. It's what people say, your time is your currency. Okay? Yes. This literally is like you paying you. It really is. Because it doesn't, what I've discovered, the more that you are owning this space, it's literally like, that's why we call it channel 20. It's like turning to a channel, right? And you know already, anyone tuning in is on the same sheet of music. They're feeling the same way about life. They're doing the same things. And you will start lining yourself up with the team you've been waiting for, with the help that you needed, with all of these different things. I learned from Record Plant to American Studios, all of these classic, beautiful places in LA that I had a chance. I aligned myself and watched God move, watched the universe move on my behalf. And it was wild because these people were talking like me. They were having the same issues as me. They were building like me. And it allowed me to say, wow, by switching the channel, committing myself to this, it's almost like I'm gifting myself with a new set of friends, a new way of even looking at my own faith. It didn't take anything away. It doesn't diminish anything. A lot of times we like to accept our new seasons and then completely wash our hands free. Like, that stuff qualifies you. That stuff makes you everything. Even the stuff that you're ashamed about, you don't want to say, but those are your battle scars, right? Owning all of that is what qualifies you. Like, that's the secret code to getting the room. And as long as you're hiding behind that, you're showing that you're not even willing to accept yourself, so you're not even willing to come in the room. And so it's that simple. That aligning, that people magic, as Sir Wall sure calls it. It literally is this connecting thing, and the value is there. Because let's say you're in business and you need a loan, or you need a certain hand up, a leg up, you need a way in. All of this stuff, it's not gonna take money to get there. It literally is saying, yo, I wanna do this. I'm gonna make my words, my thoughts, and my deeds line up to this. I don't care if anybody around me is even a part of this. Just like who was it? will.i.am. He said, I grew up in the hood of LA. But I knew from the very beginning, in earlier days, though I got jumped in and my mama jumped me out of the game, I was growing up on a different timeline. I was always this eclectic cat. I was always this dude, boop, 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 boop. And owning your journey like that, I don't care where you are, you will end up being who and where you're supposed to be. I'm trying to tell you, it is like a magic, blessed miracle, churning flip switch that happens. And I'm telling you, it's also, again, the greatest form of surrender. So the value, I can't even put a price on it. And neither can you. You wouldn't want to. How about that?
And not only would you not want to, the reality of embracing your true self, you can connect with others on a much deeper level and create more meaningful relationships. So connecting with people, both, platonic and otherwise, to really create something powerful. The connection has purpose, it has meaning, and it digs much deeper than the surface, the insecure, the fearful, the hidden, the things that do not develop and cultivate connections. It's essential. I believe it's an essential building block for our existence. It's not a deep thing or lofty thing or a trendy thing to say, I know myself. It's not a social media trend or anything, but knowing yourself is key. Really knowing what you stand for in life, what you want in life. And then that's the only way I think you can achieve what you're here to do.
Okay. And honestly, y'all could listen to us and y'all could read every book. I'm going to get in trouble for this. You got to be your own living epistle, your own living book, to the point I tell people this. I don't care what you're studying for motivation. I don't care who you're quoting. I don't care. If you're not willing to take that stuff on, let it speak for you. Even if you're going to give a quote, give me a quote about what it means for you. Not just telling me some sentence that some old wise guy. When you literally limit yourself like that, you're only going as high as even the author was at that time that he penned that stuff. Because you're still trying to take some outside reference and make it stand for you and your whole you. You know what I mean? Like, nah, you can use this and say, oh yeah, I can relate to Nikola Tesla. I can relate to a Dr. Martin Luther King. I can relate to if I'm a musician, I'm a writer, or I could relate to a Diane Warren or this, that, and the third, but still to literally take that and not even explore who you are within that, I'm gonna just leave that open. Like that's, come on guys.
It's a big deal. Being yourself.
Huge deal.
Being aware, being alert, being activated to yourself. It's a big deal. And I'm glad you're back and we're talking about this again on our Cosmic Chat. We'll call this one Welcome to You.
Welcome to you. Yeah. Yeah. You're beautiful how you are. You're amazing how you are. You are a lot of people. Here's something that was said to me that was so beautiful. And it was in one of my deepest moments, probably after my 20th suicidal attempt. Because I was troubled past with that and accepting myself. When we're learning life, we're learning this whole trip has been a self-mastery event, right? Mm-hmm. And so you've been learning everything that you're not this whole time. So that when you stumble upon who you fully are, you will be so dead set and so in disdain for the opposite of it that you will be forced and you will not be moved. What do we say growing up? Like a tree planted by the river. Seriously, you will be like, I'm not going there again. I'm not even dating that type of person. I'm not accepting that type of I ain't doing, Those moments are real. They really are. And you have to almost
become a rebel in your own life. Because at that point you realize how everything was the polar opposite. Yeah. That what was for me, I was led to believe was against me. Maybe because somebody else's interaction or idea or someone didn't understand its relation to me. And imagine living an existence in that space. Most of your life developing social skills and relationships and connections and building a career and, beginning to just move about through the world. And somewhere along in that journey of movement and maturity, there's this fork in the road.
Yeah.
And you take the time to decide between the two this time, opposed to being coerced all the times before. Go right, no, go left. Always go right 3 times and then left 1. At this time, you decide, no, something is off, even though I feel like I've been on. And you realize there is more to you. There is a true you. There is an authentic you that exists in this world to impact all people, no matter how near or far, well or known, and to really drop life and essence of hope into them without the shame of what you have done or have been or where you have gone or somebody's criticism about you. And you realize there's a whole new world in your world, around your world, all in the world, all this time.
Yeah.
And you have to pull that up, you know?
Yeah, but you know what's so funny? The when you literally like, okay, this or that, no more this, it's like, what do they say? When you realize it takes courage. And the opposite of courage is not cowardice. What was it? Earl Nightingale said, the opposite of courage is conformity. So it's like, oh, wait a minute. Am I doing me or am I conforming? There's no in between. Am I doing me or am I going right just because they said? Am I going left just because?
That's what it is. It's like, am I doing me or am I doing my version of them, which is still not doing me?
Yeah. If they ask me why you do that, again, why are you working that job? Most people cannot tell you. They can't. And so that whole thing, I think it almost completes the circuitry. We talk about alignment. A lot of people are waiting for certain things to happen in their lives. They have gained every bit of knowledge concerning it. They now wear the stripes because they done been hit upside their head enough. And they're still waiting to the point where even certain coding or settings have taught them to celebrate while they wait. Well, wait. I get it, but sometimes the only difference between getting past the threshold or staying blocked out is just recognizing how much you naturally belong there. Think about it. When you first started, now I'm talking to people, the creatives, all right? Before you first even started this idea, you had an end, a desired end wish, a desired end thought. That was the reason why you did this in the first place.
You saw what it would look like.
Yeah.
When it came to you.
Yeah, you saw exactly what it looked like. So I like to tell people, because everybody can say that. Well, yeah, before I started playing the saxophone, I did think I was this. Before I started doing this, before I started the podcast, I did see it here. Start out there from day one.
Yeah.
Start out there from day one. Again, you want to start out at that highest level, meeting that moment every day. It's really not that hard. Stop listening to everybody.
Yeah.
Align to that.
Yeah.
And then it's what we like to call, me and Arjo, we talk about this all the time. It's like meeting, let's just put it, meeting your greater self, meeting God, meeting all where it's at the top of the waterfall, right? Yeah. Now what happens? Let's look at this imagery right here. You could start in the middle of the waterfall if you want to. It's still gonna expose a bunch of jagged edges, right? At the bottom, look at that. It's nothing. All of that water cascades down. Stop it. It's a bunch of jagged edges that's going to kill you. It looks horrendous. It looks like it's going to just tear you up. But what happens when you just let the water run from the top all the way down? Dude, it's a beautiful landscape. You don't even think for one moment when you go to Niagara Falls, yo, look at all those jagged edges. You don't do that. You pose in front of the picture. You take a knee and ask her to marry you. You do all of this stuff. You're not even concerned about that because you are handling things from where? The top of the waterfall. I promise, meet yourself there too. As we say, as above, so below. Meet yourself there at all times. I don't care if it is starting out the job, starting out the idea, starting out the book, starting out the project, whatever it is. Push as if. Push in a level of knowing. Push in a place that you are walking that desired in and complementing it even now. And you'll find again, you will move out in such a level of alignment. It's not even gonna, this is scary right here. It's not even gonna take blind faith anymore. That converts to trust. You don't work your job from the 1st and the 15th and then go to your ATM machine with blind faith. No, you expect them. You signed the contract. You did what you supposed to do. That money gonna be there. You go to that ATM just trusting everything is cool. You don't stress about that. So imagine how you would be if you accepted you like that. If you moved in that level of trust, knowing it's gonna complement the desired end because you're making it. That little bit, every time, it adds up. Every little brick builds that structure, brick by brick, thought by thought, word by word, and you're worthy of your desired end. You keep taking it away from yourself because you're listening to people that are not even on your path, not even called to do what you're supposed to do, tell you what they would do in that situation. Guess what? They know they're not qualified.
And honestly, what are they doing now to tell you anything?
Nothing at all that's going to complement your journey or give you further instruction of insight.
Taking advice from people who have not done or been successful at either what you're doing or anything that is notable. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't leave your destiny to those people.
No. And it's if you're conducting a service, providing a service, we understand it's important to catalog how certain people feel because there is a part of the population that still will think like that person and all of that type of stuff. But when does it ever complete or complement or qualify you? Never. 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 That's the reason why your ego catches up with you after the fact and tells you and whispers what they're saying. You just gotta, And I gotta say this because we're pulling here and I think we're about to shut it down soon. That's one of the greatest ways to identify ego in the first place. Ego, and this is important to know in self, being able to call out that ego. Ego is only reactive. That's the reason why when you argue, when you having that knockout argument, it's not till the next day. You white knuckling on the way to work and you're rehearsing that saying, I should have said this, I should have said that. And it's like, wait a minute, where is this coming from? That's when that dude, Israel the ego, or JAFFAR the ego shows up and is like, hey, I would have done this. It's time to even tell that. It's not about killing the ego. It's balancing it out. It's finding peace with ego, saying, dude, if you don't sit down and shut up, I'm not even gonna take that stage with you driving. You know, it's about balance. And so checking that, making sure that you're balanced and aligned, believe it or not, is enough to show you. If you didn't pick that up, we've been saying the same things this whole time. So great that you allow me, Arjur, to even stand with you in this Sir Wall space and all the listeners out there. I just hope that we encourage you today in this another snapshot on how things, even in their grandest, apply to you in your lesser moments. You're not separate from your greatness. You're not at all. Not at all. Man. Even on your worst day. Even on your worst day. And even though you're just a king sweeping the gutters that day. What's wrong with that? Sweep them gutters like a king.
Listen, your form does not change your function.
Bow. My God.
Does not change it. So don't be disillusioned by what you look like being who you are now. You still are who you be. And like JAFFAR said, we've been talking about it all show. And in essence, being true to yourself means that no one else can tell you who you are. That's the goal. Here to help you serve your highest good in your life and to be at peace and upgrade the world. Brother, I appreciate you. Grateful that you're here. This was good for me. Kind of diving into this again. It's important to stay in touch with yourself. So thank you for reminding us and for pushing us and provoking us. And I gotta say, today's show is powered by every single human being I've ever encountered in my life. And I say that because there's so much magic in everyone. And a quick moment, a long moment, a committed relationship, a long-term friendship, a co-worker, or somebody I passed in the airport. It's important just to take all those lessons. And those are the things that help you become you and make sure that no one else can tell you who you are. Man, those experiences Didn't know we needed. Y'all check us out. We out. We see y'all soon.
Yes, indeed. Enjoy your house of mirrors and watch it reflect that greatness right back to you. Love you all, Joe.
Love you, JAFFAR.
Gotta stay funky, gotta stay chic, gotta stay chic, yeah. And be everything that you know you can be.